I'm finally recording a new video. I said I was going to make a second video to the ATM business. So here I am. And we're going to definitely get right into it. So let's go. Channel, if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping in. As you can see by the title, this is basically a follow-up from the last video. I got a lot of questions, and so I just wanted to go over them. And also go over like any other thing I feel like I missed on the last video. I want to just help out when it comes to the ATM business. So let me pull up these questions and then I'm going to answer all of them. And then I'm going to go over anything I feel like I missed. And yeah, let me see. So I had questions on my Instagram. I had questions on my Instagram and my YouTube. So I'm just going to pull up both of them so I can be looking at them and go over them with you. So let's see. So I'm going to go over Instagram first just because I had a couple of them and I just... First off, I want to go over two things. So this hair that I have in, this is my favorite style. If y'all know me, I love deep wave hair. It's so manageable and easy to maintain. I'm not one to really tie my hair up and curl it over and all of that stuff. So once the style falls out, it's pretty much done for me. So I need something that's like, you know, easy to maintain. And this is hair that I sell. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll make sure all my stuff is below. I have the hair on hand. So if you're in Delaware, you can always hit me up. And if you're outside of Delaware, you can DM me. I can ship it to you and everything like that. And then these lashes were done by Doodles 302 if you're in Delaware. My nails were done by a friend of mine. I got a little chip, but you can't really see them. But my nails were done by my friend Juiced Nails 302. So the first question, this was sent to me yesterday. Hold on. So she asked, okay, so she was asking if I sell contracts, which I do. You just have to DM me on my Instagram and I'll, you know, send over the contract. I sell them for $80. And then, oh, she asked about my one-on-ones, because I do one-on-ones for people starting a new business. It doesn't have to be an ATM business. I help you with like marketing, learning how to sell products and all that type of stuff. Just like all the stuff that you need to know. LLCs, breaking that down. I also do operating agreements for businesses. I help you with the LLC. I'll get you your EIN number instantly, whatever. Just get with me. So that's one question. But somebody else. All right, let me go to the YouTube questions because I just realized, okay, hold on. I was watching your ATM video. Did you say you would not recommend setting up your business as an LLC? No, I do recommend setting up your business as an LLC. So if you don't know, LLC is the most easiest way to set up your business because it separates you from your business. So if someone comes to sue you, they're suing the business. If you file bankrupt on the business, it doesn't affect you. So that's the only main reason why I like LLCs. So. And I do recommend you having an LLC because, you know, with everything going on right now, when you need help and all of that, you need to have an EIN number that you can attach yourself to so that you can say, oh, okay, I need help with my business. You reach out to the SBA, whatever the case. I just feel like you should have a business. If you're serious about it, get yourself an LLC. It's just better. And you can get so much, like you start building business credit. If you have poor personal credit, you can start building your business credit, and then you can start utilizing that to get help with, you know, your business, like getting more credit and all that, which I'll talk about in another video. But and she said, how's the ATM business going so far? So I mean, I have experienced good and the bad. The most important thing with having an ATM, I keep on telling y'all, is the location. Like, first of all, most places that you buy ATMs from, they don't even allow you to buy the ATM without having a location. But you want to make sure it's a location that actually makes sense. Like, you don't want to just jump into ATM business for fun. It's not like nobody's in it for fun. We're trying to make money. So it's really important that you have a business that is generating a lot of traffic. Because the more traffic, the more people is going to hit the ATM, the more people utilizing the surcharge, the more money you make. So you don't want to have an ATM that's just going to sit somewhere and not be used. And I've had one and I sold it. But the thing about having an ATM, you know, it's not really it's not going to be a lose-lose situation because it's always somebody looking to buy one, starting a business. It's always another place you can move it to. So I always recommend when you start off, when you get into a contract with the business, right, make it a 90-day probation period. No matter where you go, in my contracts it has a 90-day probation period. If it works out from there between us two businesses, which is the company that you're putting the business in, and then yourself, which you're the LLC or sole proprietor, however you intend to do it. If it doesn't work after the 90 days, then you let them know, like, I'm going to move my machine elsewhere. So you always want to have, not only do you want to have a list of other places that may need an ATM, get in contact with those people. Like, you know, go in there, walk in there and say, you know, I noticed that you don't have an ATM here. It might be, you know, beneficial for both of us if you put the ATM here. I'll handle all of the, you know, maintenance. I'll handle everything. I'll make sure that the money stays available in the ATM and all of that. And then as you build that list up, you'll have options just in case it doesn't work out with the business that you may be previously using. So you just want to make sure you don't just, you know, stay on one place. Because not only do you want to keep a list for backup, but you also want to have a list to expand. You don't want to just have one ATM when you can have 8 or you can have 9 or 10, like, you know. So, that's that. So I hope I answered your question, girlfriend. Let me see what her name was so I can shout her out. Some of these people might not want to shout out, but yeah, I'm not going to do that because they might not want their business in the streets. Period. So, moving right along, let me pull up the other questions. Sorry, y'all. Now just an ad, like, look at this. Alright, so, could you do a video on the contract for an ATM business? Great video, by the way. Thank you. So, basically, in the contract, the most important things to go over is the fact that if anything happens to the machine, you're going to take care of it. You put that in there. You also want to let them know that whatever money is generated from the machine is your money. If anything happens to the building, they move or whatever, you still need your ATM. Also, you need to have access to the machine. So whether it's, you know, hours, if they prefer you to come in there during off hours, like during bar, like having it in a bar can be a little bit awkward because people are there and it can be kind of uncomfortable for you to go in there, take your money out, put the money in, whatever the case, when it's all those people there. You want to be safe. So you just want to have access to the machine. You have to put the surcharge into the contract. If there's any, so some businesses require you to pay them. If you're paying them, you want to put the amount per transaction. You don't want to promise anybody money per month, because what if your business, so what if you promise them $400 a month and then you only generate $200? So now you're paying for the ATM to be there. You want to make money. So you want to always put it per transaction. For me, I used to put 30 cents per transaction. If the person requires more, I may do 50 cents per transaction. But I'm not about to give you all this money when I'm only making a certain amount of money, or I don't know how much I don't know how much I'm going to make based on the traffic of your business. So that's just how you save yourself, by putting it per transaction, something that you can afford and something that it'll still make money, because you're the one handling everything. Really, they're just facilitating the ATM for you. So, yeah. Okay. It says, what is an operating agreement? Also, what qualities should you look for in a bank? So, an operating agreement is basically a document that you need in order to operate, in order to open up a business account. Basically, it's just going over the structure of your business and all the details of your business. A lot of places offer templates. I do operating agreements if you want me to do it for you. Yeah, so operating agreement. Okay, and then also, what qualities do you look for in a bank? I just look for banks that are actually business friendly. People like banks that care about businesses and that have like people that are there to talk to you about your business if you need help. I really like Bank of America. I'm not getting paid by Bank of America. Y'all know I have a small channel, but Bank of America, I always deal with really good people there, and they're really helpful when it comes to business. When you want to talk about business credit, getting help, and then also I hear a lot of good things about Wells Fargo. I know a friend of mine, he had good credit, and he started a business account with them, and the same day he started the account with them, they offered him $10,000, and he didn't even have a brick and mortar or anything. So Wells Fargo or Bank of America. I've never gotten any I also look for high fees when it comes to monthly fees, because some of them will require you to spend $1,000 having $1,000 worth of transactions in and out, and some of them require you to pay a certain amount each month. So you just want to look for that, like, see what fees work for you. But Wells Fargo out here is good as far as business is concerned, and then like I said, I like Bank of America. How did you get a processor? Who? So with my ATM, Cardtronics handles all of my processing. They handle my Wi-Fi. I pay them the monthly fee for their Wi-Fi is $19 a month. I recommend having the Wi-Fi. If you want to handle another, see, I wanted it all to be all in one. Like, I didn't want to have them handling my process and then this person handling, like, going to Xfinity for Wi-Fi. Or, you know, hooking it up to their Wi-Fi and then they might have an issue and then now my ATM is down. I'd rather it be under my control. So that's the reason why I went with Cardtronics Wi-Fi, which, like I said, it's $19 a month. They handle my process and all of that is included. Yeah, so that's that. Let me see. How did you get your contract? Did you hire a lawyer? Did you do it yourself? And all your ATMs bringing in enough revenue to where you don't have to work a 9 to 5. Do you need a permit to operate ATM? You don't need a permit. The lawyer, I didn't hire a lawyer. I just made the contract by myself. I just went over. I actually had a friend that had a business, and I kind of looked over what he did with his ATM business. He's been running it for a while, and then it was also another person that I looked over theirs because I was reaching out to a company to let them know that I had an ATM business, and somehow this business reached back out to me thinking that I needed an ATM, and then this guy sent his contract over. So I kind of like looked over each person's contract and I kind of put together my own to make sure certain points were hit, and also made sure I had important parts that they all had. So that's, to be honest, that's how I did it. And then also all their ATMs bringing in enough revenue. So when I was working a really good job. So I was bringing in, like, my job could easily bring in 6 figures and more. So I wanted a certain amount. Like, you know, when you raise the money that you're bringing in, you raise your expenses. So I wanted to cover my expenses and still be able to live my life. So before I left my job, I saved up a certain amount of money. But not only that, I also have other sources of income. So the ATM business, to be honest, is not my sole income, but you can never have enough money. It can easily support a person that's working a 9 to 5. It can easily replace that, but you want to make sure first, because like I said, you want to run that 90-day probationary period. You know, first on a come out, you're going to be spending about $5,000. So you want to make sure that you start generating income before you just leave a job. So I would definitely say you may need more than one ATM, depending upon where you put the business at. You know, if you have it at a casino, then boom, you're good probably for, you're not good, but like I said, you don't want to ever depend on one source of income. But it can replace a 9 to 5, especially certain 9 to 5. So it just depends on where you're working. But that's just being honest. So, but yeah, my businesses that I'm currently running are now surpassing my old job, thankfully, and I'm blessed. But not to say I didn't go through any rough periods, and not to say I wasn't scared to death, but you have an ATM yourself? Yes. What is it called? So the ATM, I don't have an ATM where my name is on the ATM when you go up. So I wholesale ATMs, and I put them into, well, I get them wholesale, and I put them into different businesses. I do have a business for my ATM business, of course, and that's called Cash and Dash LLC. But as far as like the ATM having my name on it, no. Is your ATM business online or having social? No, I don't have like a social media. One thing about the ATM business, you don't really need social media. It's kind of like the type of thing where you can go in these businesses and, you know, introduce yourself, let them know what you're doing, have like a portfolio. I would definitely say, like, you know, or not even have a portfolio. You can have the other contracts that you have signed, like the copies of them, and just let them know, like, listen, I'm working with. But in my city, being so small, my state, it's easy for me to get ATM contracts, because I could just say, well, you know, I'm working with so-and-so up the street, I'm working with this person over on the other side of town, I'm working with, you know, I got ATMs in all these businesses, we're working well, they've been there for this amount of time, whatever. If you come from a small city, it's easy for you to just be like, yeah, I got an ATM over there at the Easy Mart, I got an ATM. They might even know the owners. They might be like, oh, wow, I can get you in here, then if they trust you, I trust you, type of thing. You don't necessarily need social media, you know what I mean? They outside breaking glasses. I don't know if them are kids or what. Alright. Let me see what other questions y'all have. Yeah, like I said, you don't need a permit. Okay, so there's a couple questions on this one. Did you invest in your ATM? I see that you have another business. Did you invest in your ATM first and let that build traction first and then invest in your skincare line? I have an idea about selling some cosmetics. After thinking about how much marketing you have to do, you definitely want a stable income. And that's a question. I don't know. You definitely want a stable income. Should put a question mark on. Alright, also, how long did it take for your first ATM to, you know, to quit your job? I think it's perfect investment. Okay, so I'm going to answer the first couple things. So, I actually started my skincare line first. But I'm one of them type of people, I want passive income to be coming in too. So we must have hit the limit on there. So I'm going to answer these questions and then I'm going to just talk a few minutes about the ATMs. I don't want it to be too long. Hold on. Okay. So I started my skincare business and I wanted passive income just to maintain, like, coming in while I'm working on my skincare line. I was really confident in my skincare line because when I started it, which is called My Brown Skin, I actually got it on right now. It makes me all glowy. This is the Hydrate Oil and I use the facial cleanser first, which is called Cleanse. So, anyway, I have really bad skin. So, but anyway, we'll move on. So I started that and I basically had the ATM business as a security blanket. Now, although it was an investment at first, it still was like, okay, I'm gonna have that money coming in, generating each month or whatever. And I used places that would have good traffic. So yeah, so that's how I did that. And then with the skincare, I do feel like it does take marketing, but how I did it was I gave out 20 free samples to people and I just asked them for their before and after pictures. I had really bad acne and, you know, with that, I was like, well, if it can cure my skin, I'm sure it can help other people. And I got like 13 of them back from people. And when they started shouting me out and I started posting it and all that, it kind of just kept going on and on and on. And then it was like word of mouth. And then with skincare, it's like people need it. So it's something you have to, you know, go back and get after 30 days or 60 days, however long it ends up working for them, lasting for them. They got to come back and get it. So I think it's a good business. I also think it's fun and I love getting people results. Like, I think I'll be more hype about the results than anything. But I feel like it's just like, I feel like a scientist when I'm doing my little thing. And also it's really peaceful for me. I just be in my own little zone, just making my skincare. I sit up some nights researching, reading, trying different things. Like the other day I was up adding, like changing my ingredients to my Radiance, which is basically like an exfoliant to help with like dark underarms and dark intimate areas and all of that. So like it's just, you know, you really gotta put yourself into it and you can't worry about the money. Like the money is gonna come. You always gotta stay creative. Like when you feel like you're not getting any work or getting any customers or whatever, just keep being more creative. Like make a video about it, make a TikTok, like show your skin, show the before and after. Like, you know, keep researching, keep on, like, talk about your passion to people and, you know, let them know why you started the skincare because people really want to watch your journey. And that's what I'm learning about a lot of stuff. Like, you can't worry about, like, the money. The money will come. The money will be there. But, you know, just stay creative. That's all I say. Keep your 9 to 5 until your side hustles outweigh your job. If you are not, like, you know, especially if you don't have all the confidence to stay consistent, because the consistency is really what gets you there. And me, I'm one of them type of people, like, sometimes it's not even about the confidence for me, because I jump straight into stuff. It's about the consistency. Like, my mind be in 100 places, and I know I could do a lot of different things. So sometimes I just be like, all right, well, I had fun with that, I'm going to go do something else. But really, when you want to make money, you have to stay down until you come up. That's a real saying, and that is the truth. Like, you really got to stay down with it, and you got to keep on focusing on it and doing what you got to do. So hopefully that answered your question, Miss Amanda. Yeah, I think I answered enough of these questions. Like, basically, some of them are like redundant, and someone said they just were talking about this to someone. Yeah, so like, just do your research, you know. If you didn't watch the first video, I really recommend you going to watch the first video so you can get all the information first and then come back to this video and maybe jot down a couple notes. But just keep doing your research and don't do your research for too long too. That's another thing. Like, people be researching for forever and then they never start. And that's my first biggest pet peeve. Like, I tell people all the time, the biggest mistake in starting a business is never starting. Like, basically wanting to be so perfect. Everything that you're going to learn, you're going to learn with trial and error. I learned so much more with trial and error than I could ever learn in a school. I'm not lying. Like, just, you know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. If it doesn't work, it's always a way out. It's always a way to still make money. You might not make as much money, but like I said, when I had an ATM in a business that wasn't working for me, I just sold it. I sold the ATM and I kept it moving. I got my money back for the ATM. And I also had another place where I just had too many ATMs I was managing at once, right? I sold the contract. I sold the ATM and I sold the contract. I'm giving you a whole place for free. You didn't have to go outside and knock on the door. You didn't have to go talk to an owner. You didn't have to do anything. So if I'm giving you that contract, I'm giving you that location, you're going to have to pay for it. And that's my way, you know, that's still me making money, not making as much as I was. But at the same time, I'm not walking away with it, nothing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to take the risk and then see how you're going to come out in the end, because no risk, no reward. Period. So let me know if this was a good video for you. Let me know if you got any more questions. I'm going to keep this going because I got many other side hustles. Not only do I have side hustles, I have other businesses. And then also, I got other stuff I want to show y'all. I just ordered up all these shoes, all these clothes. So as they come in, because you know it's spring, summer. As they come in, I'm going to do some hauls. I got this one order that I got, and it came in the weirdest packaging ever. I think it's really ghetto. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to show y'all. So just, you know, keep watching my videos. Let me know what you think of it. Like, subscribe, and comment. We're going to be talking about all type of stuff. From entrepreneurship to shopping to living your best life. Because another thing is, don't make all this money and don't enjoy it. I used to always do that. Like, I would just be scared to spend my money and scared to treat myself. I'd be like, oh, that's $500. No, I ain't going to do that. But I would spend it for the next person. Treat yourself how you'll treat other people. So, like, don't forget about yourself. And life is short. Make sure you're enjoying this life. We only get one. So don't put yourself, you know, smother yourself in work that you don't enjoy it. Period. Never settle. That's the name of the channel. So you know what to do.